Carter as Wilson retreats off the play fake, and that's going to be intercepted, tipped, and picked.
Welcome to That American Football Show, powered by EP Sports. EP Sports is one of the top suppliers in the UK for all of your NFL merchandise. Check them out today at epsports.co.uk. Just a reminder that if you are liking what you're listening to, please give us a comment, a like, a subscribe, whatever you're feeling like, wherever you're listening from. It does really help us out. But anyway, as the NFL season ramps up, as do we. So we are going to be doing all our regular ELF content, but NFL content is also going to start coming in now. So if you are a new listener, we hope you enjoy seeing us look at the NFL every week, alongside the ELF, alongside all the other leagues around the world. So yeah, start seeing weekly content from now. We're doing our predictions for the NFL season. So AFC first, and then we'll get another episode out for the NFC. Last year, we did go through all the games, which was pretty tiresome. So this time we're going for a little bit more of a zoomed out approach, just looking at regular season records and then going through the playoffs and who we've got winning championships and MVPs and things like that. So let's get straight into it then, boys. AFC North. We haven't got an order this time round. We had an order first time. Do we want to get one going?
Well, it's Craig's division, isn't it?
Okay, I like that order. Craig's first.
Okay.
Then it's Joe or Tim, because you're both still in the AFC. So we're doing East next. So it's Craig, Joe, Tim, me. Okay, we've got an order.
Okay.
So how are we breaking this down? Just going through each team and what maybe a couple of things to sort of think about on each one?
Yep.
Okay, hit us up, Craig.
So do you want me to just run through the whole entire order?
Yeah. Go for records on that.
Okay, so I've got the Ravens taking this division 12-5. I've got the Browns shortly behind on 11-6. I have the Steelers dropping down a little bit, going to 9-8. And then I've got the Bengals at 4-13.
I did see something before that the Steelers have gone like 17 seasons without a losing record now. I think the Patriots had it at 19, but last season obviously lost you that streak.
Yeah, I think they just cling on.
So you've got what? Ravens and Browns making the playoffs?
I've got Ravens 4th seed and Browns 5th seed.
Yeah, I think AFC North's going to be one of the harder ones to call, to be honest. It's pretty competitive up there.
It's tough. There are three teams in there that you think can get playoffs. You know, two teams should be getting playoffs, and I think that is the Ravens and the Browns. What way round? Not too sure. I'll just quickly go through mine. I had the Browns winning this division at 13-4, taking the 4th seed. I had the Ravens going 12-5, taking the 5th seed. I had the Steelers getting their losing record. I've got them 8-9.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see how the Steelers go. That one, it was quite a tough one to put. And then the Bengals 3-14.
Okay. Tim?
I'm very similar, but is 8-9 the losing record technically now? So what's 8-8 now? Is it 9-8 is 8-8 or 8-9 is 8-8?
I guess it has to be 8-8-1, wouldn't it, to have a...
Yeah, so it's weird now because there's no middle ground. So anyway, I've got the Ravens. I've been a bit optimistic with this, 13-4. I've got the Browns 12-5. I've got the Steelers 8-9, and pretty much like everyone else, I've got the Bengals 4-13.
Okay. I've got the Browns as my top seed in the AFC. I don't know how you guys did it. I just went through week by week and just literally saw in a vacuum what I thought it would be, and the Browns did a lot better than I expected. 14-3 for the Browns. I do have the Ravens squeaking in at 10-7 with the 7th seeds. Steelers also go 10-7, but just miss out, which I'm sure is going to cause a lot of upset in the AFC North. And yeah, Bengals 4-13 there. They've got Joe Burrow, but they've still got to work on it, and that division's not easy for them.
Yeah. So just touching on the Bengals, I do. It's a weird one. You know, they had the number one overall pick last year. They've had good picks this year, but we've still got them quite heavily losing. Is that purely down to the coach?
Yeah, they need to get rid of Zach Taylor unless he makes a big step. Joe, let's go into your division. Craig, how have you got this one panning out?
Yeah, so I have got, who have I got taking this division? I've got the Bills taking this division, 13-4, the 2 seed. I've got the Dolphins shortly behind on 10-7 and just squeaking in with the 7th seed. I've got Jets 5-12, slightly better than last season. And then I've got the Patriots at 9-8. So correcting the ship and just squeaking in with a winning season.
Do we actually? Here's a Joe. We'll go you as a second, but who do you think the season ends with Mac as the starter?
Season ends with Mac as the starter. Yes.
When do you think he comes in?
It could be week 1. It could be week 1. I'm not too sure at the moment. Everyone's saying like the reports are coming out again. It's like, oh, Mac's had a good practice, and it's Cam's had his best practice in a week. I'm not too sure. Mac Jones looks a lot more, from what I've seen in that one preseason game, Mac Jones looks more comfortable and looks more like a Patriots quarterback. Cam Newton, as we know, is completely different skill set, but it just depends how ready Mac Jones is. He had some nice throws. They didn't really push the boat out too much. He's going to have to get in comfortably. He's got he's got one fit tight end at the moment, and his wide receivers aren't the best. So it's just going to be a lot of just short passing, a lot of running. So he will be settled in nicely, but I think Mac Jones is going to start.
Okay, how have you got the division planning out?
So I've actually, one of the rivals, the Bills, I've got them going 15-2 and taking the number 1 seed in the AFC. I just got a good feeling about them. There's been a lot of talk of whether Josh Allen will regress at all this year after his fantastic year last time around. But for me, I think they're just going to go from strength to strength. I've got us going 10-7. The Patriots getting the 7th seed, scraping into the playoffs. I've got the Dolphins just missing out on 9-8. And then I've got the Jets, surprisingly quite well for me. I've got them going 7-10.
You all right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I think I just believe in this division this year and the Jets. I think they're going to improve. I think coaching is going to be a massive reason for that. And if I was a Jets fan, I feel quite optimistic this year.
Okay. How about you, Tim?
I'm just looking what's on the sheet. I can't remember writing these. I think someone's hacked me, but I'm going to go with what's written on the sheet. I've got the Bills 13-4, number 2 seed. I've got the Patriots 10-7, getting the 6th seed. Then I've got the Dolphins going 9-8, getting the 7th seed. And then I've got the Jets getting 6 wins, 6-11. I think the Patriots, I put them so high because they've got a lot of people who missed last season coming back to play again. Mac Jones, Cam Newton, it's got to be better than Cam Newton was last year, whoever starts. So they've got a lot of new weapons as well. So, yeah, I think they're going to have a bounce back season because they've still got the same head coach. That hasn't changed. So there you go.
He's pretty good as well.
He's not bad, apparently.
I'll finish that off with you guys. Bills taking the division 13-4 as the 3rd seed. I have the Patriots going 11-6. I was surprised they were that high, but I could see it. Taking the 6th seed. On that note as well, I noted down my winning and losing streak records for each division. I had the Patriots having the longest AFC winning streak of 6-0 through the first 6 weeks, and then losing to the Jets off the bye to have their first loss. Just thought I'd throw that out for you, Joe.
Yep, thank you.
I've got the Dolphins going 8-9, so similar to you guys, and then Jets at 4-13. I'm probably I think they're getting there a bit like the Bengals, but they still need to put some pieces together. But yeah, that division's interestingly starting to heat up again now that the Patriots have been knocked down a peg.
Yeah. I think it's competitive, and as well, I just think every team has got better from last year. I think this is now becoming one of the more exciting. Good talent group kind of division, so it'd be nice to watch this year.
Okay, let's move into the division that's probably less competitive, the AFC South. Craig?
Yeah, so for the AFC South, I've got the Titans taking this division at 12-5 and the 3rd seed. I've got the Colts behind them on 10-7 at the 6th seed. I've got the Jags at 3-14, and then I've got the Texans down with a 1-16 record.
Do you remember who they beat out of interest?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's very, very difficult to go on a winless season.
Yes. Joe?
Yeah, I believe in a winless season. Let's just put it that way. So going from top to bottom, I've got the Titans going 15-2. It's another team which I'm pretty high on going into this year. I think Julio Jones has just improved that team. I think that defense is better. And in the NFL, a lot of the time, it's well known that if you score more than the other team, you usually win games. And I think that's just going to be the Titans. They're pretty much their game plan. They're going to go all out with Derrick Henry and their receiving options and Ryan Tannehill. This could be a really big year for him. I've got the Colts going 9-8. I was a lot higher on the Colts before that injury came in for Carson Wentz and Darius Leonard. So it's a tough one for them. Jaguars 4-13, an improvement on last year, but they still need a few bits and pieces. And the Texans 0-17. Deshaun Watson still hasn't spoken to the NFL regarding his legal case that is going on. We don't know if he is going to play. That could change. And without him, I just can't see him winning anything.
Do you guys know he's been playing like fourth string safety for the Texans whilst this has all been going on?
You're joking.
Because he has to be at training, but obviously whatever's going on, they don't really want to put him in as the first string. They've literally just had him like sat at the back of the field with his hands in his pockets, just like as a safety, pretending to be scout.
It's not good.
It's not good. Tim?
So for me, this is probably the worst division overall. I've got the Titans going 10-7, taking the 4th seed by nature of being the division winners. I've got the Colts at 8-9, and then I've got the Jaguars 3-14, and I've been sympathetic to the Texans. I've given them 1 win, 1-16.
Okay. I'm pretty much similar with you there. Got a bit higher on the Texans, 12-5, taking the 4th seed. But yeah, no one else getting into the playoffs. Colts at 10-7, as you said. I think the Wentz injury already is not a great sign. Jags at 5-12. I'm optimistic for them. I think they could do a little magic. But yeah, Texans get 1 win. I think I gave it to them against the Colts at some point at home.
Yeah, if the Texans win, I think it will be a divisional game, won't it?
Yeah, be them
one of those. Yeah.
Okay, final AFC division. Tim, we go to the West. Craig, do you want to hit us up?
Yeah, so I've got the Chiefs taking this division 14-3. Going through as the first seed. Behind them, I've got the Chargers on 9-8. Then I've got the Raiders at 8-9. Sorry, Tim. And then I've got the Broncos at 4-13. I don't know. I'm not particularly high on the Broncos at the moment. I think they haven't really addressed a lot of the issues there.
Drew Lock looked good in preseason, though.
Says everything you need to know about preseason, doesn't it?
I don't think he's the answer for them.
How about you, Joe?
I also have the Chiefs going 14-3, winning the division and taking the 3rd seed on mine. I've got the Chargers going 10-7 and taking the 6th seed. I've got the Raiders at 6-11 and then the Broncos at 5-12. If I'm honest, I don't know who could finish higher out of those two. I think it is going to be close between them, but I hope it's the Raiders.
So I, like everyone else, have got the Chiefs going 14-3, but I've got them taking the 1 seed. I've then got the Chargers at 9-8, and I've got the Raiders at 8-9, and then I've got the Broncos at 5-12. I think we talked about this the other night with Coach K. The Broncos look like the whole of the draft in offseason was set for them getting Aaron Rodgers, and that's not penned out, so they're stuck with Drew Lock. So, yeah, I'm not optimistic about them either.
Okay, and yeah, as you said, like everyone else, Chiefs at 14-3. I've got them on the 2 seeds. Chargers, I've got going 12-5, taking a big step and getting the 5th seed. Sorry, Tim, Raiders at 6-11, like Joe, and the Broncos behind at 5-12. I kind of looked at the others. I was like, have I got the Raiders low? And I saw Joe. I was like, at least I'm in solidarity.
I'm not gonna lie, because Adam, yours were on that sheet last, and I saw the other two go like quite high on the Raiders. I was like, I'm going to look like a really bad guy.
It's unfortunate, Tim, really being in a division with both Mahomes already up there and Herbert looking like he could reach the upper echelons.
I think as well, we've got a completely new O-line. We ditched 2 quality starters and brought in unknowns and a reach at the 1st overall pick. The defense is brand new as well, new coordinator. Don't know what that's going to be like. So it's going to be a weird year. It's a really hard one to call. I wouldn't be surprised if we finished 3-14. I wouldn't be surprised if we finished 4. Well, I would be surprised if we finished 14-3, but I don't know what's going to happen.
There.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I did go through a couple of the regular season games, looking at the matchups, and I've just got a couple I think we can maybe talk about. So I've got a couple for each week. Call them out if you think any interesting. Week 1, Chiefs at Browns. I think that's going to be straight off the bat.
Yeah.
That feels like awesome. We've got a big matchup there.
Is that prime time?
It's got to be.
It's got to be, isn't it?
That is also Steelers at Bills, which Steelers are maybe coming a bit lower, but it's still a top tier matchup.
Ben Roethlisberger looks like he's in decent shape, so you never know what could happen with them. That's why when I put them 8 and 9, part of me thinks that they will probably go higher than that, but who knows?
Yeah, it's that defense. If the defense can keep them in games, that if their offense can at least have a half decent day against most teams, I think they could squeak out a win.
Yeah.
I mean, week 2, Chiefs have another hard job. They have to go play the Ravens.
God, I'm dreading that game, but I'm excited for it at the same time. It's always a stressful one.
Just 2 super offenses of completely different types against each other. It's so interesting.
I don't know. I think the plan was to get a better receiving core this year. I know they've had some troubles with injuries and stuff already before the season's even got going. I don't know. I'm not as confident going into this season as I was last season. I don't think my concern is we're not going to be quite the same team.
That's fair. I think out of the top teams, the Ravens have got the most questions about them right now. Week 3, there's a lot of NFC matchups here, but I did notice there's the old Dolphins-Raiders matchup for Tim and Simon.
Better known as the Breakfast Bowl, because the loser always has to buy breakfast at the international series.
Week 4, again, a lot of mixed matchups here. Steelers are going to the Packers, though, and obviously Buccaneers going to the Patriots.
That'll be cool.
That's a calendar pinpoint, that, because that's going to be legendary, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a record job and get up at 4:30 in the morning to watch.
That game is going to be so hyped, though. It's going to be like from the start of the season, they're going to go on and on.
And when Bill Belichick, he is going to make it the most boring game.
Yeah.
He's going to make Brady's life a misery.
Foxborough will be going off, though.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be good, though, because there's obviously going to be a lot of positivity about it. You've got really coming back to Foxborough, but then there's going to be, how can Belichick shut down the man he coached for 17 years?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also not at the same time. It's an odd one.
Seahawks Niners isn't a bad one. Like, they're 2 teams they're like a division rival. I really like to watch go at it. Like, they really do like go at each other.
We'll touch on the NFC games next episodes. Week 5, again, Chiefs are back. Bills at Chiefs. That is probably a big playoff potential matchup. Colts at Ravens. I think I wrote this before all the injury news for Colts. Week 6, Buffalo again going to the Titans. That's going to be another potential playoff game. Seahawks go to Steelers as well, so that's some bit of slightly older playoff teams going into it. Week 7, we got Chiefs at Titans, so that's is that the championship rematch from last week? Yeah, did Titans make it that far?
No, they got the Ravens beat them, didn't they, in the wild card? I think.
Right. Number 8, you start to see a couple of the AFC North matchups coming in here because they're all big matchups. Steelers at Browns. I mean, not much can really be said more about it because any Steelers, Browns, Ravens game is just going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Number 9. I've got some lesser teams in here because I think it's good to give them some credit. Browns at Bengals. I think that's when it's at the Bengals, it's going to be interesting because they're going to have to improve. Raiders go to the Giants. I don't know why I think that's going to be.
I don't know. You snuck that in. What's that one in for?
Teams that are both at similar levels, and I just have a feeling that's going to be an absolutely amazing game.
So you're saying 2 rubbish teams play each other, and it's just going to be a good game, which usually happens.
I like it. And then we've also got the Chiefs and Packers. That's just a quarterback duel, really. Week 10 is all NFC matchups I found. Week 11, again, I got Colts at Bills, but Colts aren't really up there right now. Steelers at Chargers. I think that's a bit of a young team versus an old team. And then Ravens going to the Bears. always like a good offensive team against a good defensive team. Then week 12, Chargers at Broncos, which is a good matchup between two good teams, especially at Broncos. And then Browns at Ravens. That is going to be a great game. Week 13, Ravens at Steelers. So two brutal ones in the trot. And also Bengals at Chargers. Two of the two top quarterbacks from that year going at each other. I mean, I don't know how the Ravens have managed to pull this schedule off, but then you've got Ravens at Browns again after the Browns bye as well. So, I mean, the Ravens have not got an easy route here.
No, definitely not.
And to continue your trail of pain, you've then got the Packers at Ravens after that.
Bloody hell!
Jesus.
Yeah, we've got the most difficult record, haven't we, this season? On paper, anyway.
Yeah.
There's also a Titans at Steelers matchup. I think that, like you said, Joe, Titans offense is going to be off the charts, and against that Steelers defense,
That's going to be amazing, that game.
Packers Ravens will be interesting because my missus is a Packers fan, so it could be a fun and also a tense evening.
And at the moment, it's a 6:00 game, so you'll be able to watch it all, which will be nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's a house matchup for you, Craig.
Yeah, it is. It'll be an interesting one.
Week 17, this one's maybe a bit of a weird one, but Jags at Jets. You're getting Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson, hopefully. It's going to be a nice battle between two maybe kind of lower teams. And then Steelers at Chiefs. Great game.
Yeah.
Browns going to Packers. I think that'll be a fun one.
That's all Boxing Day as well.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that Browns Packers is Christmas Day, 9:30 our time.
Ooh.
So that's how that day is going to end.
How am I going to plan getting out of Christmas?
Yeah, that's the thing. I get told off by the family, so I might have to sneak home.
I can predict it now. I'll be watching it and then I'll be like, oh, he's just dropped his yellow hanky. Why is that fat man pushing that fat man? It's like, I'll watch it later.
So week 17, Browns, Steelers, and Ravens are all within this kind of end. So we've got Browns at Steelers. We've also got Rams at Ravens, and we'll get to the Rams later, but Rams at Ravens sounds fun.
Yeah.
I actually think looking at those games, the Steelers might have the hardest schedule. They've got a lot of brutal games there.
I've actually got
something else. Titans at Steelers, Steelers at Chiefs, Browns at Steelers. That is hard, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Steelers at Ravens afterwards.
They've got Ravens 13. Then they've got who's next?
No, I don't know. We might be on a bye.
So yeah, in total, it's the Steelers have the hardest, then the Ravens, and I think the Browns are 9th.
But that just comes to being in the AFC North because you've got
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You've got to play good teams twice.
Yeah, that's why the Patriots have been good all these years because they've been a shit division for 20 years. So.
And then week 18, Steelers at Ravens. That's a lovely final week because both of those teams you can kind of going to be playing for a seeding spot. So yeah, those are some games of the weeks I found. Should we wander on over into the playoffs?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, before we move on, just before we start wandering on, you were saying about Brady having like a dog shit division the whole time he was in it. Jump ship just as it gets good to another division. That is now utter dog shit.
It is totally not a coincidence.
He's jump ship at just the right time, just as his division gets good, jump ship, and then like
to be like, you better be retiring next year.
Falcons are falling apart.
That was totally it. When he was
struggling.
deciding on teams, he was on the phone to Drew Brees going, "How you feeling, Drew?" He's like, "I'm just going to do one more season." It's Goose. He's like, "Drew, do us a favor, one more season, make me look good." He's like, "Oh, just for you, Tom. I'll do it."
Gonna sell him a ring.
Saints are falling to bits. Contract, the cap space and everything else was a shambles. Panthers.
One of those. I mean, we'll touch on the NFC later, but Saints are one of those teams I've never seen a team just fall as quick.
Yeah.
Right, again, they've not played, so we don't actually know. So moving into our wild card weekend. So let's just remind everyone who our 1 seeds are. So let me just flick back. So number 1 seeds for Craig, you've got the Chiefs. For Joe, you've got the Bills. For Tim, you've got the
Chiefs.
I've got the Browns. So they're all our buys. Craig, do you want to walk us through your AFC wildcard matchups?
Yeah, so I've got the 7th seed Dolphins taking on the 2nd seed Bills, and I've got the Bills taking that one and going through. I've got the 6th seed Colts and the 3rd seed Titans going up against each other, and I've got the Titans taking that one. And then I've got the 5th seed Browns going up against the 4th seed Ravens, and I've got the Ravens coming out on top on that one.
3 divisional rivalries in wildcard weekend.
That's brilliant.
All good matches, though. All good matches. If you see the Bills, Titans, and Ravens in the divisional round, you're getting a bit worried. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, so I've got the 7th seed Patriots going up against the 2nd seed Titans, and unless Mac Jones is some sort of young prodigy, I've got the Titans winning that. Then I've got the 6th seed Chargers going to the 3rd seed Chiefs, and I've got the Chiefs winning that. I think it'll be a close game though if that was to happen. And then I've got the 5th seed Ravens, going up against the 4th seed Browns. And yeah, I think the Browns would take that just from being at home. I think it was the other way around. I could see the Ravens doing it, but yeah, home advantage.
The Ravens and Browns, if you guys make it, especially like divisional, wildcard divisional. Tim.
I've got the 7th seed Dolphins at the 2 seed Bills. I've got the Bills winning that. I've got the 6th seed Patriots at the 3 seed Ravens. I've got the Ravens winning that. I've got the 5 seed Browns at the 4 seed Titans, and the Browns winning that.
So the only upset so far we've got is the Browns killing the Titans. And then for myself, I've got the 7th seed Ravens against the 2 seed Chiefs. Upset alert. I've got the Ravens taking that one.
I'll take that.
Pat's at Buffalo. Got the Bills beating down the little.
Where's the upset?
The Ravens beating the Chiefs.
Ravens beating the Chiefs.
I was going to be nice and do 2.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to be realistic, mate.
Fair enough.
And then I got the Chargers taking on the Titans, and the Titans winning that. And now let's mosey on over to the divisional round, boys. So, Craig, do you want to recap who you've got in the divisional and how you've got it reminding out?
Yeah, so I had the Ravens going through as the lowest seed, and they'd be taking on the Chiefs, who were the number 1 seed. And I've got the Chiefs taking that game, and the Ravens bowing out. And then I've got the Titans going up against the 2 seed Bills, and I've got the Titans upsetting the Bills.
Okay, I like that. Joe?
Yeah, so I've got the Browns as the lowest seed up against the Bills, and I've got the Bills winning that one. And then in a shootout for the ages, I've got the Chiefs going to the Titans, and I've got the Titans taking that.
Okay. Browns-Bills sounds like a very good game on paper.
Yeah.
I have got the number 1 seed Chiefs taking on the Browns at Kansas City. And then I've got the Ravens at the Bills, and I've got the Bills winning that.
You got who winning for the Chiefs, sorry?
The Browns beating the Chiefs.
Okay. That would be a pretty big upset.
In Arrowhead, it's tough.
So, I mean, I've got the Ravens going to the Browns, as Craig had last round, but I do have the Browns taking this one with home field. And then I've got the Titans going to the Bills. And just like Craig, I've got the Bills winning it this way around. So going into the championship game, we have got for the AFC, we've got Craig's Titans at Chiefs, Joe Titans at Bills, Tim Browns at Bills, and I've got the Bills at Browns. So 3 of us have all got the Bills up there, and 2 of us have got the Titans up there. That's okay. I like all these matchups. I mean, it's a championship. You don't want a crappy matchup. They're all beautiful. Have you got yours panning out, Craig?
So I've got Titans at Chiefs. I've got the Chiefs just taking this one. Just.
I'm trying to think who matches up well in that, because obviously Chiefs are in the air offensive, and their defense is not bad by any means. But I think it's a hard call, that.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to see now that the Titans have got receivers, just how effective, like how much of a big impact that's going to have on that offense, or is it still going to be one of these offenses that just tries to ground teams down? I just think
Titans just lost their OC as well, haven't they, to the Falcons?
I just think Mahomes and that offense, they've got so many ways to beat you, and Andy Reid is such a good coach that I think he could they could coach their way through that game.
A glimpse behind the curtain. I think it's fair to say, Craig, you agonised over this decision. We watched you make this decision.
I did.
It was a hard decision.
A good
it
10,
was well
15 minutes. Yeah,
yeah.
I sat here back and forth. But yeah, no, I've got the Chiefs just taking this, I think.
I mean, the thing is that the Bucs have kind of shown the recipe to beat the Chiefs, which is literally just get past that offensive line. And that offensive line has taken a couple of hits from the offseason. So maybe the Chiefs aren't going to be that powerhouse they once were when they were fresh and new.
Be interesting to see how Mahomes' toe is as well.
Yeah.
Remember, if that comes back, if it's a recurring injury.
Turf toe is one that can linger.
Mm.
They've got a brand new offensive line, but it's no guarantee that it'll be a good offensive line.
Exactly. Like Joe Tooney's a great player, but will he be as good of a fit as Fisher and co?
Yeah.
Joe?
So I had the Titans at the Bills. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Bills are just the overall better team. So I've got the Bills to go through, especially in Buffalo as well. I reckon that would be electric. So, got the Bills to go through to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
My AFC Championship is also obviously in Buffalo, but I just think the Browns are going to be this year's Bucks. They're going to build momentum through the season. They've already beaten the Chiefs in the last round, and they take the Bills to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Browns just look like I was so shocked I had them as my 1 seed, but you look at them on paper and they're just like scary.
Yeah,
from an AFC North fan, don't underestimate the ability of the Browns to fuck things up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to drop F-bombs and that, but like, it is such a Brown thing to do. They always find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. Like, and as much as I root for them, I also understand just how unpredictable that side can be. And regardless of how good they look on paper, sometimes they can still find a way to sort of underperform, or maybe like sort of things happen, Browns things happen.
I'm going to stick up for them, because you're right. They've been the Browns for years. The Browns have always been the Browns, but now they've got such a good organization now. They've built that team properly, and now they're adding pieces that they would have been, like Jadeveon Clowney, for example. They would have built a defense around Jadeveon Clowney, who's never really had anything but an okay career. But now he's just an extra piece. They've just added him. So if he works out. Exactly. So Jadeveon Clowney's got nothing to lose now. He'll probably have a really good season with him. So
the reason everyone liked Clowney because he was opposite JJ Watt, and it's exactly the same. You've got another awesome pass rusher to take the pressure. Yeah. So Clowney's going to be able to do stuff again.
Yeah.
I mean, on that note, I do have the reverse of your matchup. I've got the Buffalo Bills going to the Browns. And I would change this answer if we hadn't put the graphics out already, but I've got Buffalo winning it. But that is a coin flip.
Graphics on our Super haven't been done yet.
I'm gonna stick to my hunch. I'm gonna say the Bills win that, because they as Craig said, I'll always count on the Browns to not be 100%. Okay, boys, moving into the Super Bowl. We've already got our AFC Championship.
Yeah.
So we will get the NFC episode out after this, but we'll go through who's our AFC champion for this season again. Craig?
I've got the Chiefs.
I've got the Bills.
I've got the Browns.
And I've got the Bills. That's pretty, no big surprises there.
Only one Chiefs. I think that is, how dominant they have been for the last 3 years or so. I think people might be shocked by that. But
as much as I dislike having to listen to Fergal talk about the Chiefs all season long, like, credit where it's due, they are a very good side.
It's okay. We chipped him off abroad now, so we don't have to listen to him.
Yeah. I'm sure on me WhatsApp will still be pinging.
He's going to get all of Kuwait learning about Mahomes. But let us know how you think our AFC predictions are. Let us know what we've got horrendously wrong, what we've got right, what your seedings are, if you've got any surprises in the playoffs you think are turning up. We're going to put all these graphics out on social media, along with obviously the podcast and the YouTube. Joe, where can they find all of that?
Yeah, our Twitter and Instagram is at TAFS_UK, and our Facebook is that American Football Show.
Okay. Find us on YouTube, That American Football Show. Make sure you check out our friends at Lockdown Lids as well. They've been getting some new stuff on. Have you kept an eye on any of it, Craig?
Yeah, so at the moment, this should be closing, will be closing this evening. Still be closed by this point. They've got a Aaron Donald and a couple of other Lunar minis up there. They've got some big stuff coming now, I can assure you, as well as a few surprises, a few firsts for them that they've never seen before. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out on them over the next few weeks.
And if you don't know what Lockdown Lids are, they're essentially a raffle kind of organization. You buy tickets for signed merchandise. It's really good. Craig's won pretty much 90% of the things.
I wouldn't go that far, but yes, they did contribute to quite a few I've got behind me there.
I've won. I've gone the wrong way. I've won once.
I've won once.
I've won Bob Lilly twice.
Google him, kids. Google him.
Yeah, please leave us any feedback, anything you want us to talk about, especially going into the NFL. We're always looking for new stuff to talk about. Anything else before we get off, boys?
Yeah, I've only just realised that your name is Mayor Adam West, and I really appreciate it.
I've just been changing the name every week to see.
I'm sorry, listen, we've been sat here this entire time, and I've only just noticed.
Mayor Adam West.
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really off topic.
It's all right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Make sure you head over and check out our friends at EP Sports for all your NFL and equipment needs, and we will see you at the NFC Predictions episode soon.